Okay, so I'm going to be doing 3 example solves, and I'll have all the scrambles in the description, so don't worry about that. Recently, I switched from CFOP to Roux, and I've been practicing a bit, and around now I'm averaging mid-16s. I just finished an average of 100, and it came out to 16.6 something. Just so you know, I know that my block building isn't really the most efficient block building that there is, but I'm just kind of making this video to sort of possibly help slower solvers, maybe persuade others to start trying Roux. But I'll take block building advice from anyone really, because I know that there are probably a lot of better ways to do what I'm doing. But I'm going to be assuming that you know how Roux works and what it is, so I'm not really going to waste my time explaining the method. But if you want to learn it, you can look up a few good tutorials online. I know that 5blind and PandaCube, I think, they have some tutorials somewhere. You can probably Google it, it's really not that hard. I'm going to go over a few things about how I solve. I am kind of opposite color neutral, so I solve where white and yellow are the top and bottom colors. It doesn't really matter which, but I get way too confused if I don't when it comes to orienting the corners and edges, and I just pause so long. So I decided to just kind of switch or stick with a opposite color neutral kind of approach. Another thing, I'm still in the process of learning it, so I don't know full CMLL. I only know like 4 algorithms, but I'm just starting to learn, as I said. So for now, basically, to orient the corners, I just kind of use some simple OLL algorithms I already know to orient the top corners, and I'll just use a T or Y perm to kind of orient the edges, or permute the corners, sorry. Okay, so with the first solve, I kind of have part of my block prepared. The way that I inspect it is I'll kind of look for these 2x1x1 blocks, if there are any on the cube. Obviously they're not always going to be there, and I'll kind of use those to start my first block. I don't plan the whole first block sometimes, but I possibly do sometimes if I'm capable, if I don't forget or if I don't get lost. But I've inspected all the cubes previously, so I know what I'm doing. And with the first block, I see a better block than what includes this would be the orange on the left side. So I see these 2 corners right here, which would be good because I always have white or yellow on the bottom. So this would kind of be the bottom of the block. Basically, I see this corner will line up with this if I bring it up. So I'll start the block off like that, and then I'll have a 2x2x1. And then I know that the one corner is here, so I look around for the orange-green, which is right here, and I'll kind of just pop that in there like a regular edge, because again, I'm not the best block builder. I don't really know how to put this with this perfectly right now, so I'm just going to put the edge of this in, and then kind of insert this corner into that like a noob, basically. And that's my first block, so I put that on the left. I see the red, yellow right here, which is the bottom color, so I'll just put that down right there. And I kind of do the rest of it like F2L slots, but I try to use some block building, like some middle slice turns, not just solving it like actual F2Ls. I try not to use rotations, but I will occasionally, very rarely. So I see this and this will belong in the back right here. So I'm going to bring this piece up, middle slice down, so I can bring this around. And then I am going to insert that like a regular F2L corner. And as I was moving that, I saw this corner which goes here, and I look around and see that the red-green is right here, the edge. So I'm going to move this out of the way, so when I bring this up, I can do this like a regular F2L pair also. So I'll just like a regular F2L pair like that. And instead of doing an R prime at the end, I see the greens on the top, and it's going to be yellow or white. So I'll do a fat R prime, and that'll kind of help me. And this is a nice case because I know all of the double headlight CMLLs, so I'm going to do that CMLL, LL, blah. So now all the corners are done. I'm on last 6 edges, and I see the only ones that are misoriented are this and this, so I'm not really going to explain how to do this. I'm just going to do it. So they're all oriented. And some people might be tempted to kind of make the bottom layer and just do it like a regular PLL, but I try to avoid that again. So I see that it's going to be orange and red that are on the sides, so orange, and white red. So I'm going to put those next to each other. And then I have to turn this twice so the red and orange will line up on their right sides, and then fix that. And then it's a really easy last 4 edges, like that. So that's the first solve. So on this second solve, again, I've already inspected these. I'm not really going to give you the orientation that I started. I assume that you can obviously infer that I have orange in front and white on top, so I'm not really going to bother. So what I see in this first solve is I see this 2 by 1 block. Like I said, I usually look for these, and I see the orange is right here, so it would be orange on the left, white on the bottom. So I see these two are, I would need the orange and blue edge to kind of finish the first part of this block, and it's back here. That's me inspecting it, but so what I would do here is I would bring this into here, like that, so it's there, and then just bring this to the side and bring it down so it matches up. And conveniently, the green is right here, and it belongs right here, so I'm just going to kind of drag that right in. And then I see the corner is right here, so I'll bring that up and kind of insert it, again like a noob, but it gets the job done. And I see the red and white edge is already in place, the bottom right block edge, I really don't know which one to call it. And I also see that this is the edge that can belong with this corner. So I'm going to move that out of the way while I bring this down, so I have both of the pieces here in the top layer afterwards. So that's in place, and I notice that the corner's in place, but that's for later. So I'm going to bring this down, bring the corner over, and bring it back up, and insert it like a regular F12 pair. For this piece, I see the edges right here. Now I could do this and kind of insert it like a nub, but I'm not going to. What I could do here is I could do a double turn so that this kind of lines up, and it's kind of like the same insertion where you go like that, but I could do this. I could do, or sorry, I'm out of it. Kind of like bring it over and do that, but instead of doing this, so I can save a rotation, I'll just do a fat turn, bring it over, and then I'll bring that down. Obviously I would still do it with it in the back to avoid that double rotation, but that was just to kind of illustrate a little easier. I don't know the CMLL, so I'm just going to do a regular OLL and then a T-firm, because I see that they're headlights. So last 6 edges, sorry, excuse me, I see it's orange and red on the sides. I see the yellow red here, the yellow orange here. So I'm going to double M slice this to bring the one edge here, put the other edge across, put them next to each other, put the pieces in place. I forgot to orient my edges, so I'm going to fix that. Here's the one piece, here's the other. All the edges are oriented. I'm not really going to bother showing you that because I'm pretty sure everyone knows how to orient the edges. So I'm going to, again, put the pieces next to each other again because I messed up. So yellow, red, yellow, orange, and I'm going to put them in place. And this is the flower, so what I'm going to do is the algorithm that I use, and that's going to solve it. So basically, I'm not sure if you noticed, I didn't do E2 blah blah blah. For that case, I just do U2 D2 M prime U2 D2 M prime. But I'm not going to turn this into a tutorial, so I'm going to move on to the next solve now. So for this next solve, I'm going to be doing the orange on the left and black on the bottom, or white, whatever you want to think. So I see this 1 by 1 block right here, and I see the edge that can go with it right here. So a way that I would start this off is I would just bring this down and kind of match that up to start the first part of the block. So then what I'm looking for now is the black, orange, and blue, which is right here. And I need the orange and blue, which is right here. So what I can do here is, I'm, again, not very good at block building, so I'm going to do it the stupid way and just kind of put the edge in place and then put the corner in place again. Like that, because I'm bad. So that's my first block. So I see the red and black is here, because the red and black is going to be on bottom. So I'm going to bring that over like a regular edge. And then I see the red, black, green right here, and then the red, green is right here. So I'm going to bring the red, green into the top layer. And since it doesn't require rotation, I'm just going to solve it like a regular F2L case. So line that up, opposite way, and the edge is inserted, or the pair, I guess. I see these two right here, and I see that if I bring this up, it won't match. So what I'm going to do is bring this over here to the back, so that I could do an M2 and it'll match up. Do another U2. I'm going to do a fat R prime, so because I can't just insert the corner like that, because then that won't insert the whole pair. So fat R, and then I'll put the piece in, and I'm not going to do a fat R prime, because then that would mess up the top edge, and I don't want to have to bother fixing that later. So I'm just going to do a regular R prime, and that's going to bring this here. I don't know the CMLLs, so blah blah blah. Okay, so two misoriented corners right here, And I could see this one isn't because the black's on the bottom, so I know it's back there. So M2 will bring those two, and then I'll solve it the way that I solve, I guess, that case you could say. So the two edges I'm looking for that go on the sides are right here. So bring the one to the bottom layer, match the two up, put them on the opposite sides, M prime U2 M2. Then I'm gonna put them in. So I'm gonna not put them. Yeah, I can't find words. I can't think. M2 U prime, and then it's the last four edges, and I see that it's just the case where M U2 M prime, and then U2, and that's my third solve. So I'm just going to kind of do like a time solve, even though I have a camera around my arms. It's going to be a bit awkward, but I'll just time it so you can see kind of like how fast I do each step, and because point of view solves are fun too, and I like fun things. So this is a nice scramble. That was a really good one. Yeah. 13. That's really good. Yeah. I'm gonna go talk to myself. Bye.